Christopher Nolan never misses. I swear, is there a single bad Christopher Nolan movie? Because the Odyssey may just be his best one. So obviously, we're talking about the Odyssey, and I am Ant. If you guys don't know who I am your casual movie reviewer. I go in with a casual mindset. I don't get stuck upon one little film method or one little piece of a movie that ruins the whole movie for me. I'm casual. I go in with a casual mindset, and I walk out and give you my casual review, and that's what we're here to do about the Odyssey. Now, let's talk about it because this movie is fantastic. I go into a movie, like especially when it's a Christopher Nolan movie, when I go into specifically a Christopher Nolan movie, every single time, it even happened with Oppenheimer, it happened with the Odyssey, it happened with every single Christopher Nolan movie I've ever seen in theaters, I go in and I think this is just hype. It's not going to be as good as everybody's saying. It is just the hype that's hyping it up. And God, I walk out of that movie every single time thinking, okay, maybe it's not just hype because this movie's fantastic and I'm about to add to the hype because the Odyssey is just that. I went in with pretty mid expectations. I'm not going to lie. Like my expectations, I didn't have any thoughts going into this movie. I just knew a lot of people were enjoying it. It was getting a lot of rave reviews. And like I said, I was just thinking it's a Christopher Nolan movie. Maybe it's the hype. And I walked out with my expectations shattered, destroyed, thrown on the ground, and stomped on in a good way because those mid expectations I went in with, I mean, this movie passed them by a long, long shot. Like this movie is absolutely fantastic. And Christopher Nolan does what Christopher Nolan does best. This movie is shot beautifully. The visuals of this film is fantastic. The story of this film is fantastic. And that's what we love to see in a Christopher Nolan film. Odysseus, the legendary king of Ithaca, embarks on a long, perilous journey home following the Trojan War. Throughout his voyage, he is forced to confront the whims of gods, mythological monsters, and trials that stretch both his cunning and his humanity to the breaking point. This movie is for everybody who loves, for one, like history. I don't really know if you could call this like a historical film, but it's like a mythological, Greek mythological Norse film. And it's great. It's for people like that. And I think this movie is 100% going to be shown in every single English class when it is released, either on HBO Max or whatever it ends up being released on, or on physical disc. Like every single high school, middle school is going to own this and pass it around to every freaking teacher in English classes because we've learned the Odyssey in class. I haven't read the story in like 10 years since I've been in school. But I know we watched Troy with, I also think, Brad Pitt. I'm not going to lie. I think that also stars Brad Pitt. But yeah, so I know just this movie is going to be shown in every single English class. So if you like stuff like that, this is for you. If you love Christopher Nolan, this is a Christopher Nolan film through and through. This movie is for like the film, cinema, cinephiles. This is for you guys. This movie is just like everything we wanted out of a film. So let's talk about some pros. Acting, fantastic. This movie has a stacked freaking cast. Tom Holland, Brad Pitt, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson. There's just so many people in this film, and they all act their asses off. Like, this is the best acting we have seen from any of these actors, I genuinely think. Like, this is some of the best roles we've ever seen from these guys. They act to the utmost degree, like to the highest level their acting is, and it's fantastic. The visuals, beautiful. Recently, Christopher Nolan was in an interview talking about how he wants to direct a horror movie possibly next. The scenes in this movie, I can absolutely see it. I'm going to get into a little bit of spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the movie, dip out now because we're going to talk a lot of the scenes that are in this film. So just dip out now, pause it, get out. I'm about to start right now. So, number one, the scene about the Cyclops in the cave, that scene alone just had like thrilling horror elements to the point where like I'd like to see a Cyclops horror movie. Honestly, I'd just like to see a Christopher Nolan horror movie, but a Cyclops horror movie actually looks pretty interesting, especially with this Cyclops. He was terrifying looking, along with the sirens. Like some of the siren scenes alone were like scary and spooky and stuff like that. And then like, I don't know if they were giants or like gladiators. that's another scene that's like, holy crap, like this is actually horror. And I think this is him like testing those limits to see maybe I'll do a horror movie next. But that Cyclops scene especially, like that is crazy. So like I said, the visuals, the story in itself is like beautiful. It's a beautiful story. Like this whole movie is like an experience never seen before. This is the best movie of the year, easily. Let's talk about cons, and there are no cons. Like, honestly, no cons. When the movie first started, the only thing I could think of was like, it was kind of bouncing around at first, but everything connects to a point. And that's just me going in with that, okay, this is a Christopher Nolan movie. Like, get that out of your head as soon as you walk in, because this is a fantastic film. There are literally no cons to this movie. I think it's an absolutely great film. It is a 3-hour movie, but it does not feel like 3 hours. Like, I felt I was sitting there for maybe 2 hours. Like, it did not feel like 3 hours. This movie is just that great. And that just goes to show you the fantasticness, the fantasticness of this film. It's great. It's breathtaking. Seriously, it is breathtaking. Not to mention, like, we got a John Bernthal, Tom Holland, like, buddy type of thing in this film before we even get that kind of thing in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think that was great. Like, this is their first, film together, and then we get that. So, like, we're going from John Bernthal and Tom Holland buddy, thing in this film straight to Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is fantastic. Like, you could just see all of the cast had a great time doing this. And honestly, every time we talk about a Christopher Nolan movie, I feel like the cast just has nothing but great things to say about Christopher Nolan. So I think that alone shows like the cast has a blast filming these movies. So I hope Christopher Nolan never stops, because these are great every single time. Let's talk about the standout moment of the film. I've kind of been going quick with this review, and that's just because this review is like, it's really hard to describe this movie because it's like so fantastical, it's so amazing, it's so great, it's so beautiful. Like, those are just like, this movie is like a movie you can only describe with those kind of words. You can't go into like depth. I'm very curious to see how other YouTubers do their reviews, because like, this is a movie, when you walk out of something so great, it's really hard to describe it, especially something of this caliber. It is like, this really was a breathtaking experience. Let's talk about the standout moment of the film. I've already touched on my standout moment of the film, and I just think this is the starting point of when this film is like, okay, boom, this film is crazy. I can't wait to see what else this film is cooking. And that is just straight up the Cyclops scene. The Cyclops scene is scary. It's thrilling. It's like fantastical. It's action. It's got a little bit of everything. And just that scene alone is like the first like fantastical, like mythological scene in the film. And from there, like, we get more mythological monsters. We get more action. We get crazier things coming up. And I just think this is like the starting point. And I just think like, this is when I sat back in my seat and I was like, okay, yeah, we're doing this. Wow, this is incredible. And that is the scene that like captured me when I was sitting in the theater. So let's talk about Ant's 3 big questions. Would I watch it again? Would I recommend it? And is it going to be better on streaming or in theaters? I would absolutely watch this again. I honestly think I probably will find another day where I have 3 hours of free time and watch this movie again. Like, it is that good. I definitely would recommend it. I definitely would watch it again, but I definitely would recommend it as well, as I just said. But yeah, guys, like, this film is definitely a recommend. If you like Christopher Nolan, if you like films like this, I think you will absolutely enjoy it. Now, it's hard to tell because, like, this is more, I don't want to say it's more of a men's film, but a lot of men like stuff like this. Like, I saw a lot of women in the theater as well that enjoyed the film, which is fine. But like, something like my girlfriend would not enjoy this. Like, I think a lot of people in my family who are women would not enjoy this, but the men are going to get a lot more like boom out of this. Like, this is a fun film for everyone. But I just don't think when I go to recommend it, I don't think I'm going to recommend it to the ladies, because I will explain it to them and I can just see them right now being like, nah, I'm good. But the men are going to be like, I'm in. Like, Christopher Nolan makes great movies. And even like Oppenheimer, like, I feel like that was a men's film too. Like, I'm not trying to like get the ladies out of here, but like, I feel like he just makes like films that men are interested in more than the women. And I just think that this is another one of those. Is it going to be better on streaming or in theaters? I absolutely think that you cannot watch this at home first. I think you need to spend the money to go see it in Dolby, number one, because this film looks fantastic on the big screen, especially in Dolby. The sound quality, the sound design in this film is so fantastic that you need to see it in Dolby because of like the surround sound, the speakers, the way it follows, especially in that Cyclops scene where it's like echoey and creepy. The surround sound in Dolby really does that well, along with the visuals. Like, there are a lot of great bright lights, a lot of crazy things in this movie, and you will not, I don't think you will get the same experience going to like a standard showing rather than a Dolby, where those colors pop way brighter. With all that being said, I gave this film a 5 stars out of 5 stars. I think it's only the second or third film I've given a 5-star full-on review this year. I think the other two were Project Hail Mary and Goat, which I also really enjoyed those films, but I think this even goes above Project Hail Mary for me, which I was shocked because I thought Project Hail Mary was going to be my #1 film of the year, and I think this one just passed it in my 2026 ranking. Go check out my letterbox to find out if it does. I'm definitely going to have to adjust that because I think it is my #1 film of the year. But that is all I have to say about the Odyssey. It is a fantastic film. It has like everything that I love in this film. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I loved in English class. Like, when we were talking mythological monsters and things like that, like, this is my jam. So the Odyssey had everything that I loved, and I think this is a fantastic film. I will see you guys next time in the next review. I've got some stuff cooking. I've got some physical media reviews coming up, so be on the lookout for that. I also got some movie reviews that aren't new movies, but they've got a theme, so see if you can find the theme. But I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.